This is the Global Trade Chamber, and welcome to our event, Entrepreneur Networking Event. The Global Trade Chamber is a membership organization that helps businesses to explore new opportunities and succeed in constantly changing local, national, and international markets. This is accomplished through a comprehensive programs, counseling, and marketing services that facilitate companies' needs to connect with new clients and develop long-term relationships. As a multimedia chamber, we have several vehicles to accomplish this, including our GTC magazine, the GTC TV channel, social media platforms, and our global website. Businesses around the globe have been and continue to be impacted by this unprecedented pandemic. We have been restructuring and reinventing our chamber since the pandemic started. We are putting together a series of activities to help entrepreneurs reorganize and position their companies to compete and succeed in this digital era, not only in local, but global markets. The mission of today's event is to hear from leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs, and international organizations on how they can adapt, how they actually adapted to this pandemic, how they are doing, and how to help small businesses move forward. My name is Maria Rene Davila. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for the Global Trade Chamber. And with this, I want to introduce our president, Mr. Al Otero, president of the Global Trade Chamber. Welcome.
Good morning, Maria.
Good morning, Al.
I have my coffee. I can't work without my coffee here. It's a beautiful day in Florida. We have people participating from different parts of the world. We want to do a little housekeeping. First thing is that we want to make sure that you mute your microphones when you're not speaking. That way there's no echo. That's very important. Another thing is that we ask you to keep your presentation short so everybody gets to speak, and then we are going to ask you additional questions. There is...
And everybody with the camera on because we're recording
turn the camera
this.
on because I can't see you. So we are going to have people join us at different times here in this beautiful event. The purpose of this event is that we have been dealing with a pandemic. I don't know if you heard of a pandemic, anybody? And it's been around the globe, nothing like this in history. And we are coming together as a chamber, but also joining forces with many organizations, chambers, and companies around the globe to help people get through this and come out stronger and be able to compete in local and global markets, as you said, Maria. And also, Maria forgot to mention that she's the founder of the 100 Successful Women in Business, which is the fastest growing women organization in the world. Congratulations. Some of the members, recipients are here with us today, so we're so happy to have you. We're going to do some introductions. So we're going to ask you to introduce yourself and your organization. I'm going to start with a very special guest, Mr. John Dieppe. Mr. John Dieppe is a very good friend of the Global Trade Chamber. He is with Enterprise Florida, which is the Economic Development Division of the state of Florida. So John is actually representing the governor of Florida, but John is an international person. He does events around the globe with Enterprise Florida. So he's great at having a feeling for what's happening on business globally, because Enterprise Florida is probably the most active economic development organization in the country. So John is a great, great leader and a friend. So we welcome you, John. Introduce yourself in a few seconds about Enterprise.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Al. Maria. Have been a long time since we meet in person now, probably a year and a half and so. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Dieppe with Enterprise Florida. I saw that many of you are from our upstate or our overseas. Just give me a couple minutes, allow me a couple minutes to introduce our organization. Enterprise Florida, as Al said, is the official economic development organization of the state of Florida. And our job is to serve as economic development and the international trade and development unit Our job is to recruit investment from overseas into the state of Florida, and also to help Florida international trade development in the state of Florida with specific goals of helping Florida's companies expand their export market. Working with our partners all around the state of Florida, including the global trade chambers. I have known Al we have known each other for some 20 years, sir.
I think since you were a teenager.
Yeah, no, you were. Anyway, we have a network of 18 overseas offices in 13, 14 countries and expanding. Our job is twofold: recruit investment from overseas into the state of Florida and help Florida's companies export. And we offer trade grants for qualified Florida companies to expand their export market, okay, including participate in major trade shows in the industry that they are in, and also to organize trade mission. We call it export sales mission to all over the world, using our overseas offices and also using the our partnership with the U.S. Commercial Service, U.S. Embassy and Consulate. And so my contact information is jdf@enterpriseflorida.com. You can see under my picture. I would be honored to receive any contacts of any of you, and so we can make the connections and any way the state of Florida can do to help you, either from overseas, from other states, or from state of Florida, build a meaningful business contact with Florida and Florida businesses. Please do. My honor. Thank you.
Okay, John, we're going to get back to you with some more specific questions.
Okay.
And John has been a great force in Florida to help companies come here and invest in Florida, but also go to explore new opportunities.
Yes, definitely.
So economic development for the state of Florida is one of the best in the country. So we're very honored to have you here, John.
Thank you, sir.
Everything we do, as I said earlier, we're going to ask everybody to mute until we ask you to participate. Everything we do since we started, one of our primary initiatives is education, right, Maria?
Absolutely.
And nothing to do with the fact that Maria's a professor at several universities and she's teaching me every day. So education is very important to us. Our partner in education globally for years now is one of the finest universities in the world that is actually based in the beautiful island of Puerto Rico.
Yes, beautiful place.
Ana Jimenez University is an international university with their main headquarters campus is Puerto Rico, and they're now in several states. And I'm going to invite the vice president, the executive from the president's office. She's in Puerto Rico today. Cynthia Nazario is our friend for many years, and she has really inspired many, many people to put education first when it comes to business. So we're very honored to have you, Cynthia.
Good morning, and thank you. I'm honored also to be part of this conversation today, and thank you for that welcoming. My name again, Cynthia Nazario Cardona, and I am the Associate Vice President of Government Affairs and Community Relations, representing the President's Office of Ana Jimenez University. I am in Puerto Rico today. I'm traveling in different places. My offices are in Washington, D.C. Our institution, it is the largest private nonprofit institution in the island. And as you mentioned, we have campuses in Florida and in Texas. And we are very fortunate to also have an online university. Our university is accredited by Middle States and offers over 300 programs from certificate all the way to doctorate degrees. Many of our programs have specialization accreditation, special accreditations, and are recognized because Puerto Rico is part of the United States. I think this is important to mention. Our degrees are recognized around the world. So that's something that is important. And we're always open to collaborate with other organizations to help them develop their staff. So it is an honor to be here, and thank you for the invitation to both of you.
It's an honor to have you, Cynthia. As always, a big supporter of businesses, small businesses, because today you have to be bilingual to do business now, because everything's global. And I think they had and still do the only bilingual programs as a university.
Yes, but I also do it now in three different programs. One is the bilingual, the Spanish only, and the English only.
Well, I need the English only, so hopefully I can learn some English.
We are expanding as we understand that there's a need. You know, we're all global, so we have to have those three tracks. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. I wanted to take a moment to invite one of our corporate sponsors, one of our winners of the 100 Successful Women.
Mm-hmm.
And this month, she's actually going to be on the cover of the GTC magazine worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah, a very special lady. We met her, and her accomplishments, not only in business, but also in the community, are just tremendous. We're very impressed and happy to be her new friends. I'm just going to introduce her, and she's going to tell you what she does. Mia Smith.
Welcome.
Okay, can everyone hear me now?
Now we can, Maya.
Okay, wonderful. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be on. And like Al and Maria said, we are new friends, and I absolutely love it. I'm so excited about that. It's such a great partnership, and I just love what you all are doing. And it's such an honor to be on this morning with what you all do and with so many other amazing leaders this morning. Well, my name is Maya Smith Edmonds, and I'm a McDonald's owner of 7 restaurants. And I'm the president and the secretary of the Black McDonald's Owner Association in Central Indiana. And then I also am the vice president and co-founder of the Smith Foundation. And what we do with the Smith Foundation is we send children to college every single year. And so the last couple of years was giving out over $108,000 of scholarships. And these are in like underprivileged areas, at-risk teenagers, you know, the children that everybody wants to like just count out, you know, and they think that they may not have a chance or may not have an opportunity, or their families are struggling or going through different unforeseen circumstances. And whenever we get the opportunity to be able to bless them, it just does my heart good, because just this past week, we were getting like updates on where they are and what they're doing. And when you get those emails and they're telling you, oh, we're doing this and we're doing that, and we got an internship here, and I start working here, and you sit and you think about the applications that they turned in when they're saying stuff like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do after high school. And then now they're juniors or sophomores in college when they didn't think they would even have a chance. And so it's just truly a blessing. We also give toys for Christmas toys for each year. They have some parents that are either incarcerated or are going through struggling, or single parent households, or have several children. It just to allow them to just light up their faces and just have an opportunity to enjoy the holidays. And then we do school supplies for elementary schools. And I love that because it's so many times where the children don't have what they need for school. And so what it does is it allows them the opportunity to start school, to start off with a great success, to have everything it is that they need, because now the schools are basically putting all the school supplies together in just one big room, and then just kind of issuing them out to all the students to make sure that everyone has what they need. And so it's just a blessing to be able to be a blessing to so many. Have a level of success, but I know that God blessed me so that I could be a blessing, and I'm just so honored. I'm grateful, and I absolutely love what I do.
I think it's just a great example of a servant leader, and the fact that she keeps growing her franchises. At first, some Happy Meals coupons, I got nothing.
I got you.
So she's making a huge impact in the community. We've seen a lot of her work. The mayor of the city recognized her in many other organizations. So we appreciate you being a great entrepreneur that's making a difference. That's
Thank you.
So next we're going to have, I'm trying to keep.
Angela.
There's a lady that's been with us since before we started. This is a great friend, a supporter, a member of our advisory board for the academy. She's just an amazing lady that's touching young women's lives around the globe.
Absolutely.
And she is also created a great scholarship program. This is what we're looking for, people that are not just doing their thing, but they're helping others with that.
They're helping the community.
Yes. So we go back to New York and Boston. Miss Angela Basilico, tell us who you are.
Good morning, and it's always an honor and a pleasure to be part of the Global Trade Chamber and all the events you're doing. And good morning, everyone. And as Al said, my name is Angela Basilico. I am the CEO for the Miss International World and the Miss Latina International pageant, which, of course, Al, you were one of the founders for Miss Latina International and have encouraged me to start Miss International World. So many thanks for that. And also, Maria, thank you for honoring me in 2019 for 100 Successful Women in Business. And as our motto plainly states, we are more than a pageant, more than just beauty. We are a way of life for young women. We really empower them through a crown. We have educational programs through Pageant Planet. Many of our women have raised over $7,000 for scholarship programs. We just did something with the North Beach Art Gallery, which supports anyone that wants to get into modeling or the arts or entertainment. There's a scholarship program there. And I did not know this until yesterday, but I was selected out of 12 people in the state of Florida. I am getting the Icon of Valor Award through Buena Vista Media and AARP for all the empowering of women that I have done. And Al and Maria, I want to thank you because Johnny Flores was involved with that. And she was very instrumental in promoting me in certain circles. So I met Johnny through the Global Trade Chamber. And this is what it's all about. If everyone listening today, the Global Trade Chamber provides so many wonderful opportunities, and they have introduced me to so many people around the world. So I highly recommend everything that they do. And thank you again for all the opportunities.
I've been trying for years to have her call me Mr. Latino and nothing.
We're going to do an event just for you, Al. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Latino, absolutely right. If you don't need to run a contest, Al, you're it. Okay, Mr. Latino.
Sure, I feel better. Good. So Angela's a great leader here in South Florida, around the globe, touching people. She's doing something with India now. Fantastic people that are involved with the Global Trade Chamber.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, as I told Maria, Akshata from Miss India is going to be here. She's flying in from India on the 5th, so she'll actually be here on the 7th. So I definitely want to bring her up to the Global Trade Chamber so that we can speak about a lot of great opportunities and do some things in India as well.
Perfect. So we'll keep everybody posted. Another one of our friends and sponsors for several events now. She was at our big event in Pembroke Pines.
Oh, yes.
As a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
And we stayed friends, and now we're going to do a lot more together because you can't do anything in this world without real estate.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Yep.
If you're looking for a place to live, you can't live in your car, so you have to have a place to live, right? If you have a business,
But also for business.
and if you have a business, you can't work out of your car. Well, some people do, but they shouldn't. So you need real estate is what drives the economy.
Yep.
Both in personal and business. And one of the leaders, I would tend to say in the country for commercial real estate is our next guest. And I wanted to introduce her. You go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us some of your great things that you're doing.
Carola.
Good morning, Al. Good morning, everybody. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate it. I'm Carola Luter, and I am the founder and executive director of Caviar Global Properties. We're based here in Fort Lauderdale. I've been in business for 30 years in real estate, both in California and here in Florida. We are now the third largest association in the United States with over 35,000 members. It is the Broward, Palm Beaches, and St. Lucie Realtors. Within that organization, we have 90 different committees, one of which is a separate board, and it's the Realtors Commercial Alliance. The Realtors Commercial Alliance, I am this year's president. I've served on their board for over 10 years. And in 2018, I received the Commercial Realtor of the Year award, and that went to NAR, and I became one of 11 realtors that were nominated actually received the commercial award in the state of Florida. The state of Florida has over 200,000 realtors of us running around selling properties. So you're never one removed from someone who has a real estate license. It's actually in the United States, we have more realtors in Florida than any other state has. So whether you're buying a home or looking for commercial property, Florida is the place to be. We're just seeing a tremendous flux of people moving to Florida from the north, from the West Coast, from other countries. It's just tremendous. And I'm sure Enterprise Florida can vouch for that. They're keeping them very busy. The Global Chamber, of course, here is the place you want to be. And I really thank Al for the opportunity to be here today. And I'm looking forward to our discussions. Thank you.
I think that a lot of these beautiful ladies are going to be featured in the book, Maria Rene.
Yes, they are.
The book.
They are being featured in the book, but also they receive an award as a successful women in business. If it was not for last year, definitely was this year, or even on 2019, because we're already doing the 5th edition of the Successful Women in Business. So we're so happy about this event. And with this, I want to also introduce Dr. Randy, which is one of the ladies that is being featured in this amazing book that is going to be officially launched in June. So I'm going to welcome Dr. Randy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Randy Ward, a retired language arts educator who was named Educator of the Decade, by the way, in language arts. I taught ESOL in Cairo, Egypt during the revolution in 2011-2012. I opened 2 schools there that had to close, sadly. My second career began as an author, though, when I wrote my book on Egypt, and I write in all genres now. After the death of my husband in 2019, though, I was deeply depressed and had to find some other way to get out of my depression. So I became a certified coach in 4 areas, including NLP. Now I'm starting my 3rd career at the age of 71, guys, as a visionary book writing coach and master editor. I am the editor currently of 3 magazines, and I do editing for private people, of course. I'm an animal advocate in Africa. I'm a female visionary. I'm receiving a humanitarian doctorate award from Dr. Leonora in June. I'm very happy about that. And I'm just so happy to be a part of this wonderful group. Thank you for honoring me.
Excellent. What a
Thank you so much.
International leader.
And today also we have some entrepreneurs that I would like to introduce. This is the first time that we're going to meet them. I would like to start with Christina.
Hello to everybody. Hello to Global Trade Chamber. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for listening to me. I came from little land, Croatia. There is very near Italy.
Wow.
And we have here Austria, and there is Hungary. And we are very small. We are only 4 million people, but each year we have immigrants to other states, as Ireland, as Germany, and maybe Canada and US. And I'm the professor here, a mechanical engineer, 20 years experience in school, technical school. And last 5 years, my students and me made the workshops around the Europe, from Prague to Dubrovnik, to Trieste, to Zrenjanin, different places to educate the old people, the public people, the primary schools and the secondary schools, and conference and fairs. We represent the new technologies as 3D printing, and I'm the author of 3D printing. What is the 3D printing on our language and the technologies? This is the fastest electrical car, Rimac, if you know, we made in little Croatia. Entrepreneur, very young, 32 years he have now. He made this car with 28 years. With 28 years, the fastest electrical car. And I support a young entrepreneur. As 18 years, they made the first Kickstarter with 18 years, and we connected with workshops, and we connected with that young entrepreneur as where they don't know how to go to the market, but they are global market and they are making business in virtual area. I have that example.
Wow, amazing.
We don't know what's going on around the world. It's amazing.
And young entrepreneurs are not
Yes.
just the future, but are the present, because all these inventions and with the technology, they already have the technology, so they know how to do it. And when you work with the millennials, you really are very surprised about all the knowledge they have in technology.
Yeah,
So that's
amazing.
Yes.
amazing.
They're helping
Yes.
us. Very good. Thank you so much. We have another special guest today. She's, I believe, here in Florida today. Cynthia Rodriguez. She is a professional for years in human resource and placement of people. Cynthia, welcome. Is she there?
Yes, Cynthia.
Where's Cynthia?
What happened with Cynthia? Okay, Cynthia, are you there? Sometimes, with the internet is a little bit difficult, but we can go with our next guest, which is Ambassador Dr. Leonora Peterson. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Good morning, everyone. This is such an honor to be a part of this platform this morning. I was connected with you guys through Lodi, which is Lady of All Nation, of Professor Dr. Makaka. And my name is Dr. Leonora Peterson, Ambassador. I'm the former ambassador for President Barack Obama's Lifetime Achievement Award program. Also, I am a UN embassy member. We have a program here in the Atlanta area, which is international, called Global Alliance University. We have the program. This is a program of humanitarian from all around the world. I'm also the representative for United States for Lodi, which is up under Dr. Makaka. We give out similarity of different advocates for life achievement awards. We give out, we have honorary doctorate program, which Dr. Randy stated that she's one of our alumni for this year. We are connected with over 120 countries. I'm going to receive a special award from Nigeria this coming year, from Turkey. We connect with all types of advocacy for programs from poverty to homeless. We're now opening up a program now for missionary to teach individuals, leaders, how to go into other villages around the world and to connect with other countries of respecting their purpose of their religion, because you cannot go walk into other countries thinking that you're going to just take over if you don't understand their mission and also their religion. So we teach that as well. We're connected with a lot of different programs for human rights, politician-wise, as well as community advocacy-wise. And it's truly an honor just to connect with you today. I have been told about you many, many times from others, and it's just an honor to be here today and a privilege. And I thank you very much for the invite, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Peterson, and we welcome you again. Our next guest is Maria Angie. She's an entrepreneur, and I would like to welcome her at this time. Are you there, Maria Angie? No? Okay, because of the time, we're going to go to the next person, which is Dr. Fayola Delica.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I do apologize, my camera's not on. I'm preparing for my little sister's wedding on Sunday. Wow. So I am the coordinator for the day. So I'm just not a chicken with my, running with like a chicken with my head cut off, but I'm doing something like that. Good. I say good morning to Maria and Al and to all the distinguished guests and movers and shakers on the platform. I am Dr. Fayola Delica, residing out of Miami, Florida. I met Mr. Al when I moved back to Florida back in 2012, when I was trying to figure out my life after being impacted by the 2008 economic crash. I am a nurse and an educator by profession, but I'm also an international award winning in the following categories: healthcare professional, entrepreneur. I am a beauty queen. I'm your Miss International Excellence 2021, 2022. I have received awards as a speaker, as well as a #1 international best-selling author multiple times, as well as multiple #1 Amazon best-selling author. And I'm a proud recipient of the 100 Successful Women in Business in 2019. And I support everything that the GTC does because they do great work. And I look forward to connecting with you all. I am a coach consultant. I do coaching programs. I assist people to write their books. I am excited about releasing two entities this year. I am launching a publishing company, as well as launching a podcast that will help entrepreneurs get connected on an international space. And I also am a minister. So I have 2 TV ministries, a nonprofit professional for youth, a lot of different things. But at the end of the day, my ultimate goal is to help people to live life out loud. And I do so as the passion and purpose activator, connecting them to their passion and purpose. So it's an honor and privilege. I could not miss it. I told my sister, do not bother me if she sees me on Zoom. I'm supporting my friends, Maria and Al. And so I look forward to connecting with you all, and may you all have a blessed day.
Yeah, she's a tremendous supporter of our organization and the women since we started. It's just an awesome lady. We'd love to be around her. She lifts us up.
Yes.
So there's a lot of people that just have that, personality that just makes you smile.
The energy.
Yeah, the energy. Mm-hmm. And the ambassador also mentioned Loani, which is a very important organization. And Dr. Caroline Makaka is our representative in England. And she we're talking about possibly having the 100 Successful Women for 2022 in England with Dr. Makaka and her organization. So stay tuned, because that would be a phenomenal thing for us.
Well, that was the plan for the 2020, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we have to postpone several of our projects. I would like to introduce Maria Del Rio, if he's there, because I know that she has been trying to connect. Welcome, Maria.
Hi, Maria. Another
Hi.
Maria.
I have my second video in here because I can see it better in my laptop.
Hello,
beautiful ladies and our fantastic gentlemen in here. I'm so privileged to be in this amazing hosting and let's say network of amazing professionals. You just astound me with your passion and how you actually impact the world. And millennial as I am, I'm just so privileged that I've seen one of the gurus, and I may say the goddess in the pageantry field, because I myself, I'm so honored to be one of the awarded Miss Pearl of the Philippines way back 2019 and Middle East. So I came from there and now I'm here. So I'm so privileged and would love to personally thank Dr. Caroline Makaka for personally inviting me here. So I'm originally from the Philippines and I have this advocacy to make the world the happiest, healthiest, and the wealthiest family on earth. So I'm a health and wealth advocate, thus wellness coach. So I'm so happy that I'm able to impact lives in more than 26 countries around the world, particularly to my families, to my friends, and to every international organizations, because we conduct telemedicine and teleconsult around the world 24/7, giving our love and of course service to all those who are impacting, number one, of COVID, number two, if ever you would like to know how to be generally healthy, and even degenerative disease. Because I know, ladies and gentlemen, right, we would love to be eternally youthful, and just how youthful as you are in front of me, right, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, I know that it's very important that we always deliver the best when it comes to health. And you know, you're all CEOs, you do the best for yourselves, but at the end of the day, I always ask them, do you really give the best nutrition for yourself? Because you are working hard so much, you're hustling the day, being the Superman and Wonder Woman you are, but at the end of the day, do you eat right? Do you still sleep well? Or probably you forget yourself, you're performing, you save the world, but at the end of the day, who's tired? Right?
Sure.
So I really thank God, because this has been the advocacy and the ministry of my entire family. Imagine we are having different businesses running, from languages to English to migration. But at the end of the day, 90% of my energy is fueling to giving the best health to every individuals in the world. And every one of you have a single cell. And I would love to share with you how important it is, especially in this day, in the pandemic, that there will always be solution, even to the worst kind of diseases. So I love to give hope and light that cellular nutrition is key to giving us the best health, especially even that we cannot meet virtually. At least we could give solution through that, even globally. So thank you so much. I'm so delighted to have more conversations, and I'm here at your service as your cellular nutrition specialist. So much love, everyone. And Dr. Caroline is here. Please join
Wow.
in.
Everybody's
Right?
coming down.
Thank you so much.
I feel healthier already. Just listening to it, I feel healthier.
Talking about gentlemen, we have another gentleman.
Yes, yes. You know, like John mentioned earlier, what brings us to where we are is relationships. And we've been building relationships for over 20 years, and some special people that are always around us, like John Diep is a super friend. But now we're going to introduce somebody from the Dominican Republic. Mr. Pedro Bellastere is an ambassador for the country. He represents Republica Dominicana for all over the world, but also he has a magazine there. Pedro, welcome, and tell us about your organization.
You need to unmute, Pedro.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
Hi,
good morning. So nice to see you again.
Finally.
Long time no see.
Yes.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to share with you and attend your invitation to do better things for our people, as you continually do. It's a pleasure to be with all these amazing ladies. Well, at this time, as you say, I am in the Dominican Republic after 1 and 4 months. I could not be around here, but things are doing much better in my country, and that's very good to know. All relate to the tourism. We have become an example for other countries in the way we have the government and the private sector has been handling the pandemic and the safety of the tourism. And the economic things are moving on. Regarding Florida, well, our organization is the Dominican International Business Tourism Federation. It's a chamber of commerce, it's a business organization. And I also chair the Florida Latin America Business Federation, which handle directly Florida and the 20 countries of our area. I also chair an organization which is most focused to social interrelation. The name is Latin American Dominicans Executive and Professional Meetup. That's for meeting 2-3 times during the year, in a more relaxed way, not only full of conference and all kind of business activities. But the main organization, the Dominican Business Chamber, basically has been working with promoting and increasing the relation between the Dominican Republic and Florida. Also, we have been moving on around New York and East Coast, but mainly Florida is our key point. And most of the years in South Florida, now we have been working from and with Central Florida, which is a very, very high potential business area. And of course, I always say it's the most beautiful area of Florida. I mean, all around Orlando, Lakeland, Tampa, Melbourne, Jacksonville, all the capital. It's really nice to sometimes, even for vacation or for relax, to go around that area. But as you know, Orlando is the #1 city in the United States for a long time, regarding employment. So more than our lovely Miami. So it's an interesting area in both sides.
A lot of growth there, Pedro.
Pardon?
A lot of growth in that area.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to go back to you in a minute and ask you a few questions. I'm going to go back to Mr. John Dieppe and ask you the first question we have for the panel here is, how has Enterprise Florida been impacted by COVID-19, John?
Well, the COVID has an impact worldwide, as you know. We have some slowdown in terms of trade, and so, but it's coming back. Regardless of that, our international trade and business development unit has been quite active. We just finished a Florida International Trade Expo last month, and in late March, very successful with some 180 exhibitors, and I believe that close to some 5,000 people registered to attend. So very good result that we got there from all over the world. Thanks also to our partners in over the state and over the world, including our overseas offices, helping promoting that. We also have trade programs. A lot of, yes, you know, trade shows and trade missions has been either canceled or postponed all over the world. So we give out a grant for Florida community to participate in virtual trade shows and trade missions, either organized by us or by the U.S. Commercial Service all over the world in all different industries. So a lot of companies have been taking advantage of that, and result has been significant. So we will keep moving moving upward, and already a lot of programs are being planned for the near future and for next year too. So
we'll get back to you with some specific programs in a minute. Thank you, John. That's very encouraging that more activities are going on. As we said earlier, everything evolves around education. And one of the fastest adapting universities that I know of when the pandemic happened to go virtual was Energy Mendes University. Cynthia, tell us how the university was impacted by COVID, please.
Who wasn't impacted by COVID? As an institution, we saw it firsthand because of our students. We work with students and families, and they were definitely impacted. But we saw this as an opportunity to reinvent ourselves. Our institution had a component, an online component that allows us to be fast in this reinventing process, because we all had to reinvent ourselves. And we were able to go online or distance learning almost immediately after the pandemic. And the institution has been very supportive, not only for our students so that they can continue developing academically and they continue completing their degrees, but also the institution has provided technical support to students, providing the equipment that they need. Most of our students here in Puerto Rico, we serve close to 30,000 students in Puerto Rico. And as you know, Puerto Rico had gone through major disasters in the past 3-4 years, with first with the Hurricane Maria, and then with the earthquakes. So the stability of technology has been impacted before the pandemic. So there's many areas in the island where the students have not access to technology, and having to continue their education with distance learning because no institutions were allowed to have their students. Our institutions was able to provide technology equipment to the students so they have access to their classes. So I have to say that I am proud of the job and the hard work of not only the institution, the administrative department, but also with the faculty that, you know, many of them were teaching for years and never did anything online, and they had to retrain themselves so that they can support the students. So the institution has been very agile in this process, and we have been impacted not only with not having the students in the classroom, but also with the amount of students that have lost family members. And thanks to the CARES Act, our institution was able to provide support, financial support to students to use it with whatever they needed. So we're pleased that we were able to support the students, not only with the technology, financially, and also with our mental health team, also supporting the students throughout this process. So it has been a challenge, and it continues. So there's many things that the institution continues to do through this pandemic.
Yeah, what Cynthia is mentioning about the education, and in particular the students, I mean, I know about the students because I've been teaching, and I actually had several situations with the students where they having a psychological problems through the pandemic because their families got the COVID or some relative, but they were being impacted very heavily with this. And psychologically, you know, they couldn't perform. They were very discouraged about learning because everything was about COVID-19. And also, like you said, Cynthia, the financial part was another issue for them. So what the initiatives in education are very important, and any kind of support for the students as well.
There's still, you know, this young people are very energetic. So not being able to go out and interact physically has impacted a lot of people. So great initiative, Cynthia. Thank you. Please put your information on the chat, your contact information, so people can follow up. This is going to be broadcast live, but also it's going to be put on a YouTube channel for the future. So many people are going to see this for a long time. Again, one of the biggest industries to be affected by the pandemic was the restaurant industry, no? So I think we have an expert in food, and Maya is with 7 franchise restaurants and working with McDonald's, the largest food company on the planet, I think. And I still don't have any gift cards for my Happy Meal, but that's okay. So Mia, tell us how your company has been impacted by COVID.
Okay, well, we've been impacted in 4 different ways. We've been impacted as far as business owners. We've been impacted as far as the employees. We've been impacted as far as the vendors that supply all of our products. And then we've also had impact as far as the customers. On the first part, as far as business owners, like with me being the board member and also being the president of the BMOA and the region that I'm in, being over 250 locations, we had to really sit down in board meetings and really get an idea of exactly what we're going to do as far as pricing, what we're going to do as far as bundling, what we're going to do as far as negotiating different specials for the consumers, because that market completely changed. Because to the point that everybody's making about the schooling, how when everything stopped with schools, the children were not in school. So then what happened is you didn't have that breakfast rush. So then you had families buying bigger orders. So we had to find special packaging that we can say, okay, we're going to give you a lot more food at a lower price, because we know a lot of people were not able to work. To Maria's point about a lot of children being impacted by their family members getting COVID, all of that was weighing heavily on the homes, because you may have gone from a 2 or 3 income household to a 1 income household. People are losing their jobs, getting sick, and that just affected everything. And so as business owners, what the brand did is they really stepped up so that they could make sure that none of the franchise owners either went out of business or were financially incapable of running the business. So they made sure that they put things in place to make sure whether it was delaying payments on certain things or interest or just different things like that, just to really show that they were committed to the business owners as far as getting it out in the field, understanding the crisis that we were dealing with our employees. The second thing is, as far as business owners, we had a challenge because we were an essential business. So therefore, we never closed during COVID. And so I'm so glad and so grateful for that, because my employees are just like everyone else in the world. They still had bills, they still had families to take care of. And so I took an honor and pleasure in being able to keep them employed, keep them in all their same hours, even whenever we didn't get the business, because I wanted to make sure that they remained whole during this unfortunate, unforeseen pandemic. And also I continued to do recognition for them. giving different awards, getting different incentives, giving bonuses, having like parties, all that type of stuff so that they can know, don't focus on the problem, let's focus on what's positive, because we don't have any control over what has happened, but we do have control over how we think about it and while it's happening. And so I just cause my people to try to stay in a positive attitude. And as far as family members that either went to hospital or got COVID, continue to pray with them. I visited hospitals. We made sure their bills and everything were taken care of. So nobody had to worry about whether my lights going to be on. Do I have gas? Is my car going to be running? Do I have electricity? None of my people had to worry about any of that at all. And I made it very clear. They knew they had an open door policy, so they didn't have to be afraid to come because we were going to make sure we took care of it. The other part, as far as the vendors, whenever we had the crisis, the demand for a lot of product went completely down with everybody being afraid to go out. So as a partnership, as far as the brand and the owner operators, we went in and we, of course, took an increase on packaging, on the pricing, just so that the vendors wouldn't lose a lot of money. So we just kind of tried to balance it out so that we can really work together as a three-legged stool, which is the corporation, the business owners, and the vendors, to really just make sure that everyone stays whole and no one is like kind of stuck holding the bag. And so that's kind of how we were impacted. I also have a restaurant that's at a university. So when the school stopped, I mean, when I say we went, so our sales were so low, I was like, oh my God. And so the employees were like, are we going to get our hours? I say, don't you worry about nothing. And I need to call the school and find out when are y'all letting them back in school. And so, so we finally got them back in school, maybe like last semester, because that location is really like customers, I mean, student driven. If they're on summer break, it is like ghost town. If they're on Christmas break, it is like ghost town. And so, so when the pandemic hit, those are the months that we're like the busiest, you know, like March, April, May, so that we can really bang it out. And then in the summertime, we're kind of slow. Because I'm in the north, so it's like freezing cold. So in January, February, it's still kind of slow, but we had really good months. But when March hit, we were going to just kick the doors in on 2020. Well, it had a whole new plan for us. So, but yeah, that's kind of what had happened to us and kind of what we did. But we really got real strategic. As far as the brand realized, well, the brand was already ahead of the game as far as staying virtual, as far as making sure that we conduct ourselves in a way that we change the way that we give to our consumers to meet the demands of the way that they use us. For example, instead of coming in the restaurant since the lobbies were closed, we knew we'd have so much in delivery. So we had a platform for that already set up. Mobile apps, so they can like come and get food curbside, that kind of thing. So we really kind of put more of our promotions and incentives and advertisement on the app versus doing like mail outs and coupons, because a lot of people are not coming out. You know, so those are some of the things.
One thing that I noticed is they put it kiosk that you don't even have to interact too much.
Yes.
Yes.
Early.
Yes.
So they really have done, yeah, they were very ahead of the game. So we're going to get back to you with some more questions. I want to go back to Dominican Republic and Mr. Pedro. Pedro, how's Dominican Republic been impacted by the pandemic and how is it going now? Briefly, a brief answer.
Well, you know, as every country, the impact has been very tough, but there was a specific situation in the Dominican Republic that since we had national elections last year, so was postponed first, but then was made in July. So the transition traditional time was shorter. Thanks God, you know, I think it's better. Yes. But that situation also take the new government with more pressure to start handling the government, but also start government in the media of the pandemic is historic, you know, it's incredible. So it has been completely difficult, but the government has been doing an amazing job. There's something, Maria? You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. The last numbers 1-2 days ago from the central bank and the international organizations reflects the Dominican Republic in a continuous development into the situation, into the world situation, an increase in tourism into the, you know, not as traditional, but doing much better. So, but we have another specific situation. The people, you know, in some areas, has not been so respected to the government laws regarding the how to handle, the natural of the Dominican people is so happy, so activity, that a lot of people in the neighbors has been taken to jail because they don't respect the curfew, and that has been completely complicated. But things are doing better in a general
There is
view.
more tourism than picking up. That's excellent.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, we have insurance for tourists since they arrived to the country. We are the first. Now I see the North Miami Beach mayor and president of the chamber has been adopting that measure also. So we were the first in the world to do that, and that helped a lot. Copa and another line yesterday has been requesting for more authorizations for more flights. So things are doing better, but we have problems. We have the Minister of Health, Public Health, has been advising the people, hey, be aware, because we can go back to more strong measures, because a lot of people don't respect it, as I mentioned. But in general situation, we are in a positive, but has been very tough, very tough. We still have most of the executive working from home, which is one of the key points of this meeting. So
that's good news, Pedro. We appreciate that good news from Dominican Republic. We love Dominican Republic. We've done some missions there and some conferences, so that's one of our great friends for years. One of the industries that I would imagine has been greatly impacted by this pandemic is the human resources and placement of employees. I'm going to introduce Cynthia Rodriguez, that's an expert for many years in human resources. Introduce yourself for a few seconds and tell us how your industry is doing, Cynthia.
Are you there, Cynthia?
Cynthia Rodriguez, are you on?
Okay, we can go with Dr. D. Thompson. She just joined.
Oh,
welcome.
Wonderful. Hi, Dr. D. Welcome. You're on mute.
Yeah, maybe she's still connecting. Okay, you want to ask the same question to... I would like to know how things are going in Greece? Croatia? What was the country? Christina, tell us again about the country.
Croatia. Croatia. Yes, near the...
I want to go there.
It's okay. Croatia, near the Greece. It's okay. In our country, we are really small, and everything in one weekend from 13 to 15, it's blocked. Everything is stopped. We are so shocked what's happening. But in Monday, Monday is the suggestive. We prepare everything to our students in schools, and Tuesday start everything. Primary schools, secondary schools, faculty, everything is going online because we don't have equipment. We as a teacher doesn't prepare anything about online teaching, no, but we have lots of support of university networking, internet house, and they made every connection, every mail, a big support of equipment. And each student have, if they have at home computer, cell phone or something, they came in the school to bring the computer, tablets or SD card for internet, and everything is prepared for education. As they say, Cindia, Puerto Rico, the same story. I don't want to repeat her, because everything she said, it's here in Croatia, but we have 7 days after first lockdown, we have first earthquake in Zagreb, in capital city.
Wow, on top of everything.
An earthquake, like
earthquake, and the children from the hospital, newborn in the what to say, before they are birthed before the time, and everything equipment go outside. We have so little problems. And 6 months after, in the 3 days before New Year's, we have a big earthquake in very poor area in Croatia, and lockdown, winter, and the earthquake, everything is collapsed. We, Greece, Turkey, and everybody came with campers to Croatia to save these people, because lots of people ruined the houses. We have only 3 people lost, 3 lives lost in this, and that is the children.
Wow.
That is the young girls, 12 years, I think so. And let's say the MIA restaurants and McDonald's in our country, we have a lot of outside living, to going to coffee shops, sitting along. We are touristic lands, as said Pedro. We live from festivals, we live from tourism, and we live from restaurants. And Mia says we have a lot of McDonald's here, and we have a lot of KFC, and they have driving. And my daughter, I support everything, and my daughter live on McDonald's this lockdown. Sorry.
That's breakfast.
Yes, breakfast, dinner, etc. But we have in Croatia small private restaurants and the food delivery. We have Bolt, we have Pauza, we have Glovo. You call and they deliver to home. The Croatian people and Balkan people change in every situation. That is our people or around the world. You will see the Yugoslav. Maybe you know our area on Balkan, ex-Yugoslav, Serbian, Bosnian, Croatian, Macedonian, Slovenian, and that is our area. And we are in each situation we prepare.
Yeah. So you adapt fast, and
yes,
what I like about what you said is that really now with the globalization, you are talking about a global concept in franchises, organizations that are reaching out, several countries like Croatia. I want to go there. I really like everything that Christina so far is explaining about that. Yes. I would like to ask if somebody is joining the meeting today from London to see how things are doing there. I believe I have Tega with us from Loani organization. I don't know if she's there. Okay, if not, perhaps somebody else would like to make a comment regarding the first question before we move forward to the second. Maybe how things are going in the real estate industry with the pandemic, Carola?
Yes, thank you. Contrary to what people might think, the real estate boomed during the pandemic. I mean, it was just amazing because we were not prepared for that. And, everything shut down. And fortunately, because this is a human need to have a roof over your head, rental properties, people needed to keep moving and during the pandemic. So we were not completely shut down. We all had to work from home. All the offices closed, our headquarters closed. Thank goodness for Zoom. We could maintain all of our meetings and keep moving forward. But the tremendous amount of sales that happened, and foreign buyers, we have $15.6 billion came into Florida from foreign buyers. And I just pulled up the chart here because I love statistics. I like numbers. Obviously, I'm a commercial broker, but this is based on residential, and the median home price from March of last year to this year increased by 14.1% in Broward County, and in Palm Beach County it was 18.3%. I mean, in Palm Beach County it was 18.3%. So right now we have inventory which has dropped by 58% over last year. So I mean, it's just, we have 1.6 months supply of inventory right now. Last year at this time, we had 3.7 months of inventory. So the
That's
active
for residential, Carola.
Yeah, this is residential. The active listings right now in Broward County is only 2,200.
Wow.
Last year at this time, it was almost 5,000.
No way.
So
what do you think is the reason why things actually got better?
well, it's supply and demand. There are so many people moving into our area. We just don't have enough housing. So it's pushing the prices way up. People are outbidding each other, and the homes are selling from 15 to 25 to 40,000 above asking price.
Wow.
And a lot of it is cash buyers coming in from outside of Florida with a lot of cash. Now in commercial, we're seeing a little bit of a different infusion. Commercial just tanked last year.
Yeah.
Completely came to a screeching halt, which wasn't very good for me, but and I, right when the pandemic hit, when everything was shut down in March, I was working on a big $50 million portfolio, and they completely backed out. And we've been working on that for about 4 months. So that really was difficult. But, you know, the lenders gave short-term forbearance, both for residential and commercial. But what's going to happen is, borrowers have taken the brunt of the damage and will most likely need to restructure all of their financial portfolios. Because once this forbearance is lifted, we're going to see a lot of people not able to meet the demands of the lenders. And so, you know, real estate is secular, right? And I'm not just talking Florida, I'm talking everywhere. It's going to have the same thing is going to happen. And we're going to see a lot of foreclosures come back on the market, which will then drive the prices back down.
Wow.
So it's a seller's market. It's a great time to sell right now, but it's not a very good time to buy.
Okay, so I better wait for my house.
Yeah. I know. And the hardest hit, of course, in my industry were hotels, hospitality, and retail. And retail was already a little shaky anyway, with the Class B kind of strip malls and big shopping malls. But they take the biggest hit. But that being said, you know, money is circling, vultures are coming in, and they're picking up these properties a dime a dozen. Multifamily is very, very strong. Industrial is hot. You can't find a warehouse building because of the people looking for distribution centers as product is being moved quicker and quicker and quicker through all kinds of arteries, be it the ports, the railways, transportation. So it's an exciting time in real estate. Yeah, no, it's not boring, but it's hard to find the deals. It's hard to put them together. So we have to work, you know, our work is difficult, but it's an exciting time, I have to say.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent information.
Yes.
What insight. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you.
We are a very big part of what we do right now is
I think Mr. Ambassador.
Yeah, I wanted to make a comment. I'm
Ambassador Leonora, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to just spin off on two things. The lady in Puerto Rico, my online school, it has been really, really booming this year due to the isolation, and people are able to take classes from home. And so that have increased. But stating like the lady from Fort Lauderdale, is not just happening down there, it's happening through the whole South, period. Homes are selling. We get calls all the time. People's trying to buy our homes. I have friends right now trying to buy a home and they're being outbid. When they go to purchase a home, someone will come along and offer another $8,000 to $10,000 to just take it from them. So that is so true. So it's been really good in the Southern area for homes and as well as the schools, where it may be different in the other countries. So yes, I do agree on what I have heard today, 110%.
So we have a lot going on in the economy right now, but with experts like this, at least we can keep up with what's going on. Before we go to the next question, if anybody has something they want to add on what's going on in your industry, it's open for a couple of minutes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cynthia Rodriguez. Hi, Al. How's it going? I apologize for earlier. My just technical difficulties. So I apologize. Wanted to introduce myself to all of you. Thank you so much for having me in this platform. Again, my name is Cynthia. I run a recruiting and consulting company here in South Florida. I've been doing so for 17 years. A couple of funny or interesting stories. My company actually, a couple of you are from Puerto Rico. My company just recently got all the permitting and all the insurances and so forth, and we've landed a couple of really interesting clients down in Puerto Rico. So we're really happy to be expanding our footprint there. And, you know, specifically what I specialize in is placing professionals in technology, accounting, finance, you know, both on a contract and direct hire basis in those particular spaces. I help companies. I'm a little bit different in that I love really helping companies and businesses grow. I really get excited about it. And because of that, I also leverage my entire network to really help these businesses, not only with resource solutions, right, but business solutions, technology platforms, and so forth. I have a network of affiliated partners. So we're a little bit unique in that sense, and that's what I do. And certainly our business has been impacted in the past, certainly with COVID. We've had to pivot in many different ways. We had to now turn into Zoom and a lot of these virtual platforms. So, but so far so good, and we're seeing an uptick and an upswing, and a lot of positivity in our business right now. So
so it is picking up. That's so awesome, Cynthia.
Yes.
Cynthia's been really helping a lot of people. I've known her since she was, I think, out of high school. But she's like still a kid, but she does a tremendous job helping people. She's worked with some of the top HR firms in the United States. So a great resource. Put your information in the chat, everybody, so people can follow up with you. Ms. Let me go back to John Dieppe for a second. John, one of our biggest efforts in South Florida has been to help people export so they can grow their business. What are some of the initiatives that enterprises got in place now or is planning to do to help more people export, John?
Well, like I mentioned before, that we are trying to make up and catch up for the slowdown for some period last year with a lot of activities, including very active in promoting the trade grants available to Florida companies that can take advantage of to expand the export market, and so also utilizing our overseas offices to run a program we call the Virtual Business Matchmaking Program, now cover 22 countries all over the world, to help Florida's companies identify market demand for their products and services and help them identify interested companies for them to talk to do business with. Also, I want to turn back a little bit to what I mentioned before about real estate market and so because we get a lot of interest from not only overseas offices looking into setting up a business or a regional business here, but also from other states, including New York, New England areas, but also from California, Washington State, and even Texas, that moving here to set up their business here, because they realize that Florida is a true gateway to the Caribbean, Central South American markets. So that's really the gateway to the Americas that we have advantage of. And of course, Florida is very business friendly state. And so without a personal income tax that we offer here. So we are quite active, and we're very happy with what's happening right now.
That's great, John. Yeah, we appreciate the great work that the state of Florida does in enterprise.
Thank you.
Because it's not just from all over the world, Maria. People wanting to come here from all over the country. Spoke to a gentleman a couple of years ago that had a huge furniture company, and he was in New Jersey. So he said, "I'm sick of the taxes. I'm sick of the weather. I want to get out of New Jersey." It was like a $27 million company, right? That year.
Yes.
And he started here with an office in our office. Then he got a warehouse. But he said, "I'm moving the whole thing down on my employees." And this is just the paradise, really. South Florida and Florida in general is the paradise. So we have the best economic development organization, as I said earlier. So thank you, John. There's a lot of things that we need to learn from our small entrepreneurs on what they are doing to adapt to this digital economy. So who do you want to ask?
I would like to go with Dr. D. Thompson, if she's there. Because one of the things that right now is happening with small businesses, especially, entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, is how they are adapting with the technology.
Yes.
What tools they are using, do they know how to use it? So it's one of the reasons why also we did this event. And I would like to ask this question. If it's not there, make the Fayola.
Yes, I'm here. Good morning again. I was actually, as you were talking, before you even asked the question, that was running through my mind. I think what the pandemic has done, especially for entrepreneurs, small business owners, those that provide products and or services, is being creative. My backstory is, as I shared before, I'm professionally trained as a nurse and educator. I became a full-time entrepreneur in 2012. So I've only kind of stayed my customer base with my personal contacts in here in South Florida in the Caribbean community, being first generation Haitian American. But about a year and a half ago, I just felt this urge that I needed to shift my strategy and I needed to kind of make some changes in my business, as I have a speaking firm, I have a nonprofit, I have ministry, and I also have a construction company. And I will tell you the best thing that COVID has done for me is broaden my reach and my contacts. When we talk about, one of my business coaches, they said the most successful entrepreneur is a successful marketer. And when we think about marketing budget or marketing strategies, especially as small business owners, we can get overwhelmed because we're thinking about the $1 billion marketing budget that Coca-Cola and all these big corporations have. But I've come to realize that marketing budget is based on what your needs are, but you can be strategic and still be within your reach. And so I've done that by reaching out to other people outside of South Florida, outside of Florida. And I've been able to get on magazines, podcasts, interviews, TV. I actually was supposed to be in Atlanta this weekend for another TV live taping for an interview because of how I've been able to maneuver and shift my strategy in connecting and reaching out to individuals. So for small business owners, think outside the box. Don't be overwhelmed. As they say, the low hanging fruit, whatever is accessible to you, make it work. And I have been able to do so. And I'm really excited. I actually just got invited to speak on another platform. So I've done about 4 or 5 big speaking platforms because of this shift that I've made in my business. So COVID has definitely worked for me, of course, as a healthcare provider and someone who's lost loved ones. It has been very difficult in that respect. But as far as my business, my ministry, it really has given me different perspective and different eyes to use and strategy. So I just say, keep pushing forward with whatever you're doing. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, you're awesome. And what we are also learning is what the major corporations are doing, like McDonald's, because that teaches us how to adapt too, because they're doing it and we're learning from them. Universities also teach us, because what did the universities do? They went online and then they started creating a whole new environment. But what does that give you? Access to many more millions of people around the globe by being virtual. So all of our small businesses are learning a lot from all of the...
Yeah, and one of the industries that is, I'm curious to know how she's doing, is the beauty pageants. Because imagine, all that it was in person, an event.
That's right.
So how Angela is handling that?
Angela, how you are virtual now?
No, this is the only drawback I would say that I had with COVID, because we've had to change our date for our main event 3 times because the cruise industry got so totally devastated. None of the cruise lines have been able to sail because of all the protocol that the CDC has put on them. And the CDC felt that it was, groundbreaking for COVID. They felt that that was just a breeding ground. But we just found out that we got the green light, from the CDC, that the cruise lines can now sail in July. So I'm pleased to say, working with Bahama Paradise Cruise Line, they're going to start sailing July 2nd. And we have our main event that's going to be coming on August 7th through the 9th. okay, on their newer ship, the Grand Classica. But other than that, I would say COVID did not really slow us down, because what I was able to do, and like everyone said, through social media and Zoom, I was able to do a lot of virtual events where I was able to get the girls on magazines, magazine articles, getting them awards, online scholarship programs. So we kept going. We really didn't lose any momentum. And a lot of the girls were even able to do charity work where they were able to raise money for charity and for scholarship. So by the social media and just, keep pressing and advertising, we really did not lose any steam. As a matter of fact, we picked up more sponsors and more people by being very visual on social media. And of course, by working with the Global Trade Chamber and doing a lot of events that way, we were definitely able to survive. So I would have to say COVID actually taught us how to become more entrepreneurial and to really, use your vision and use your imagination on how you can survive in a different world.
Thank you, Angela. You've done a phenomenal job staying afloat through this COVID. Healthcare is very important. So I'm going to ask Maria again to tell us some of the technology you're using to reach people across the globe.
All right. So thank you so much once again, Alan and Maria. So yes, thank you so much. One thing that one of our greatest trainers and scientists ever said, that it's either you think as a detour, a disruption, or a distraction. Because at the end of the day, I think COVID made us wiser on how we could take advantage of social media, of different kinds of platforms, and even teleconsultation and telemedicine is really readily available. So imagine that you are able to connect to your family, to your friends, and to patients 24/7 at your convenience, at any doctor, at any time of the day. Because at the end of the day, even in the Philippines and in many, many states, especially in India, I believe you have heard of the saddening news that there is a COVID tsunami just a couple of days ago. And it has been so saddening. But what we can do is to be very, very proactive, and how we could just not be knowledgeable about vaccines, because vaccines are heavily unreliable. Imagine our doctors' views about vaccines is very different. Other doctors are pro-vaccines. Other doctors never even recommend them. So at the end of the day, we are coming from cells. We are to boost our immunity every time, because I actually was a flight attendant before I could actually say that I am a cellular nutritional specialist, because we ourselves, we're frontliners. There's a lot of people who are suffering, but one thing that the technology did is for them to double time their deliveries when it comes to giving cellular nutrition, not just that, supplementation, and of course, many, many ways and alternatives on how they could actually cope with the situation. So we don't just give people, of course, the way on how to get immediate solutions, but for them to be proactive and knowing how to be responsible right in their own homes to have 5 pillars of health, because we don't really talk about health every day until we have COVID. And most of the statistics say that 97% of Filipinos are overfed and undernourished. So the most problem in here is, number one, how is your diet like? Do you eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables in a day? Second, how is your sleep? Sleep actually gives your immunity much better. Do you sleep at least 7 to 8 hours a day? Third, how is your meditation and prayer? Because that's actually make your mental state at par. Because at the end of the day, we're not just battling pandemic. There's a lot of pandemic in the mindsets of a lot of individuals right now. And we too are coping with them and asking families, have psychological, different webinars giving for free in different parts of the globe, and the doctors ourselves are giving that, so we could actually reach out to institutions, to medical practitioners, and to even individuals. We can reach out to Facebook, and we conduct that every single day to different publishing companies, and we publish that worldwide. And fourth, how is your supplementation? Do you make sure that you at least take the highest grade supplementation out there? Because there are many ones who are phony and take advantage of the situation and misleading the public. And fifth, as what I can always emphasize is for you to always make sure that you exercise as well. Guys, in the pandemic, they always say that, do you exercise or do you always
I
walk
think
to the
we
fridge?
failed all the questions.
Oh, jeez.
Right? You go to the fridge all the time, or you keep yourself in shape. Right, Maria? Right, Al?
Yes,
So
yes.
those are the best things that we practically share to others in social media and beyond. So thank you, guys.
Excellent, excellent. I wanted to leave it open for somebody to give us some new tools that they're using to be more efficient during COVID. What are some of the tools or programs that you're using?
I would like to say that there's a new normal. We're not going back to what we were before. So we have to really, we have reinvented ourselves. So we have to continue looking for venues where we can adapt, adjust, so that we can continue growing in our businesses. Just to give you an example, our institution has developed or has implemented a Center of Communication and Academic Technology. That's a new department that we have just to ensure that we develop the virtual classrooms so that we can continue having both alternatives for the students. You will have students that will prefer to stay home even after the pandemic and study from home or do businesses from home. So as an institution or as a business, we have to see that things are not going to go back to normal. And we definitely have to look for ways in which we can continue growing, expanding our services. And we all know that we have to think out of the box. Things are not going to be the same. So I encourage everybody not to be afraid of this new normal, because I think it has provided us an opportunity to really grow and see things in different ways and allow us to look at things and look at possibilities that before the pandemic, we never thought that were going to be available or we were going to be able to do it. It forced us as an institution to fast track a plan that we had that was going to happen years to come, but it happened immediately and you had to be agile in the process. So I just want to encourage everybody to, continue thinking out of the box and really reinvent themselves, not to be afraid, because there's a lot of opportunities. And what you're doing, Al and Maria, is great because it provides us with that opportunity to really learn from each other and continue expanding our network, because that's how we become stronger. So thank you for the opportunity.
I think Pedro might have a comment. Pedro, what are some of the tools that you're using now to connect to your clients? Oh, Pedro, are you muted? Oh, okay.
Okay, now. Okay, the main, I guess, I know has been WhatsApp, Zoom, Microsoft Teams has been improving.
Oh, that's great.
Also, some others relate. Let me see the name. Cisco WebEx, but mainly. Those has been the tools, of course, telephone, emails, all the ways that we can handle to be in contact. But the advantage of these tools has been to keep. I've been saying to my friends and relay in Spanish to vernos las caras, to see our face. So that's why I try to use this most of all. And at this time, I've been having, and I will have some meetings here in the DR. And the the customers say, no, come on, let's do it in person because there's so long time without seeing each other and so on. And we have been taking care, but having meeting personally. So things are moving on that way. But as I say to one of my friends, this will continue because it's, one of the things that has impressed me most happens 2 weeks ago. A good friend passed away in Puerto Rico, and I attend the mass this way, and that impressed me. The first time I attend the mass from another country, and I say, oh, how the world has changed. So in a very special moment for that family, for the family of our friends in another country, we can be present this way. Yeah. So out of business, this has been very important, very interesting, that because it's the touch of the human that we need to keep and improve. Mm-hmm. It has been very important.
And you know what Pedro was saying about events, that we're basically doing everything virtual, and we are not having too much face-to-face interaction in person. I remember that a few days ago, after I would say over a year and some months, I attended to an event. But I was so scared about the event that then I was thinking by myself, why I'm doing here? Because I was in this event, okay? And not only there was a lot of people, but nobody was wearing a mask. And I got a shot, the vaccine and all of that, but it's still super uncomfortable in the environment. And it was only me and the servers, actually, the ones that were wearing masks, nobody else. But then I said, okay, I have two options. Or I, overcome the fear of the pandemic, and I try to become, little by little to go to the normal, or I just leave. So I had to obviously stay.
Free food. Free food.
Yeah.
It was a very difficult moment, and I think that is happening to a lot of people because they are, we were for over a year just doing business through a computer, and now things are going different. And also with the chamber, we have been doing all these virtual events, and eventually we're going to start doing in person again. But like you said, Pedro, it's a process that we need to assimilate. And the other thing also is that in US, things looks like are going a little better. But what about the rest of the world?
Yeah. Look at India.
India, I heard the news the other day about India, and in several countries, Bolivia is also doing bad with the pandemic. I think more than the 60% of the population actually got the pandemic, got the COVID. So it's very sad what is happening globally. And one of the reasons that we want to also come up with this event is some strategies that you can suggest, or some ideas that you can suggest to all the viewers and entrepreneurs that are looking to, survive in this pandemic, survive and keep going with their business. What technology you are using, what tools you recommend? This question, I'm going to ask this question to Ambassador Leonora.
Maria, finally, let me just point out that I attended an event a few days ago. It was a very interesting event, and I could talk with the president of the Dominican Republic, because we had so long time without seeing each other. When he saw me, Pedro, of course we have mics, but even the president, but in a moment, that's why I remember, because as you say, in a moment I was surrounded by so many people. And I say, oh, I never been in this situation before. Everybody was with mics. I was a big event with a car in a tenant. And so, but I feel in a moment, like you say, scared, all these people around me. Even before I came, I had my 2 doses of the vaccine in Florida. So I feel fine, but, as you mentioned, sometimes we are still scared of that.
Yes.
And I know we don't must take, I keep that we don't must take more chance that are really needed.
Yeah.
If we have to go, we go, but if don't, let's keep it this way. Yeah. Thank you again.
I believe Christina wants to make a comment.
Thank you. I will reflect on Pedro, Mr. Pedro, because we have in small country, we have a lots of networking and how develop the on market to be on the market. We use WhatsApp, we use Viber, Telegrams, and we use Zoom, Teams, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And that young man, he made Kickstarter in the middle, in the April, before 1 year, in the April, he made third Kickstarter. He have 20 years old, and he sell the stem box like this, some stem box like this. He now delivered all this. He buy for $400,000 Kickstarter. He buy that stem box. And my dear friend, she made the fractal drawing art therapy. It is for the children. Okay. It is for the children, something like this. She made the books about this, and she stopped. She made the workshop face to face. But when the start lockdown and this all new situation, she made each month 2 or 3 Zoom education around this globe, from Canada, from Denmark, from Greece, from Macedonia, and she connected a lot of more people and earn money. And we have in Croatia, I don't see Women in Adria platform, Women in Adria. Before pandemic, they connecting the mother of employee, from employee to entrepreneur. They want to mothers with lots of children at home, sitting at home, what they doing, small work and selling and connecting. Excellent. And then they made online. We in that small country, we connecting to all world with online. That young man with the fastest electrical car, sports car, electrical. He made the factory, and in this last year, he employed 135 new employees from around the world. They came in Croatia to assembling this fastest car.
Wow, that's beautiful. Congratulations. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. When Maria introduced Dr. D.
Yeah, we are inviting Dr. D. Thompson, but it looks like she's having some technical issues. But I just want to mention that she's part of our successful, the 100 most successful women around the world book.
Going on Amazon.
That's going to be published in June. Remember, we're going to send you more notifications regarding the book. But also, she's a award recipient for the Successful Women in Business.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she cannot introduce herself, but I just want to mention that she's here. And I'm going to also encourage everybody and invite everybody to put all your contact information on the chat.
Yes.
So after the event, you can still, networking and connect. The idea of the event, of course, is also to be able to network with other people worldwide. Yes. And of course, we also have government agencies like Mr. Deep that can also advise us on how we can, be part of some of the programs that Enterprise Florida is implementing for businesses. And talking about enterprise, one of the things that I noticed is also that you are doing a lot of virtual matchmaking now. So people, instead of traveling, which is a traditional trade mission, going to different countries to meet with people, now you are doing everything virtual, right?
Yes, that's what we're doing right now, and more in the future, but slowly we will eventually get back to in-person programs. We actually are already planning. We have a lot of companies joining us for certain trade shows overseas already. We will be back to normal, but of course, it all depends on what happened overseas, because we are trade. So what happened overseas would have an impact on everyone, our kind of business. But we're here, and I would like to also emphasize that you have my email address, jd@enterpriseflorida.com. Shoot me an email, please, with your contact information. I would like to put you into our database to receive announcements of future export opportunities. And for those of you out of state or overseas, I'd like to connect you with other organizations around the state of Florida that you can talk to and build relationship and do business with. Please.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Can I make a
One of the things, go ahead, Carola.
I just wanted to back that up on small businesses, because part of what, the cream rises to the top, but part of what the realtors are involved with is RPAC, which is the Realtors Political Alliance Committee. And for about 8 years now, we've been lobbying both Tallahassee and Washington, D.C. to decrease what we call the commercial rental sales tax, which is applied to any business coming into Florida. It's an additional tax that only Florida charges, no other state. And now it was at 7%. We got, over the last 8 years, we got it down to 6.5, then 5.7, then 5.5. And now they have agreed, once the unemployment trust fund is replenished in the state of Florida, it's dropping to 2%.
No.
Yes, so thank you to the Realtors Political Alliance for lobbying all these years to make that happen, because every small business owner, every large corporation in Florida will benefit because of this.
Oh, that's fantastic, Carol.
Yeah.
Thank you for your great service with this. All these little things help, because all these people that are looking for ways to cut their expenses, there's people behind the scenes working for them. So we don't even realize all the things that the Realtors Association and others do to help the small business. So great news. That's exciting. Wow, I'm just...
Yes, definitely. And one of the things also that I was thinking is, what is going to happen after this? We understand the pandemic. We were sharing our stories on how we are handling the pandemic. The different industries are handling the pandemic. But what is going to happen from today in the future? The way we see things now are different. And my question is open to everybody. How do you see the business in the future? Are we going to keep doing virtual? We're going to go back to the normal, or this is going to be our new normal?
I would like to say that I know this is going to be our new normal. This is Ambassador Peterson again. First of all, I wanted to also give a shout out to Miss Dr. Dee Thompson. She is our chaplain for our school here in the International School for Glody International for Florida. That's where our chaplain location is for your state. But I find even in ministry now that pastors, I spoke with some pastors recently, and they stated to me that they will never go back to being the way they were with services like on Wednesday, Thursday. They may have services on Sunday, or like you said, mass or whatever their denomination is, but like Bible study and all of that, they're going to keep that going always on Zoom or connections on calls online. Yep. I think the only thing that we need to do, the young generation can adjust to a lot of things and changes due to education and knowing the technology. But for the older ones and the senior citizens, this is what we need to market at more now, because like I said, we are advocate. We try to help individuals in poverty as well as in community. They need to be educated more on how to adapt to this, because there are individuals that do fall into depression. A lot of them may have all types of health problems where they cannot collaborate or understand what's going on. So this is what I mostly are more concerned about today, on the youth of the aging and of the special need. There's things around that area where they're gonna have to learn how to adapt to this, because we will never be the same. Young peoples will grasp it and go back out there and make things happen for themselves. But we have to think about our older senior citizens and individuals that cannot adapt. This is a thing that I think we need to focus on, not just here in the United States, but around the world, period.
Excellent. Good observation.
May I chime in on that?
Yes.
Yes, as an apostle and ordained pastor, I just wanted to chime in a little bit on what Ambassador Dr. Peterson was saying. I think it behooves us, especially, and it's not just for ministry, but in general, that we do not miss the opportunity for the global market, a virtual market. You know, I tell my clients, or when I speak, that you have the world literally at your fingertips. You don't have to get on a plane. You don't have to make reservations at a hotel. You don't have to do all the expenses we used to do pre-COVID. That this is a great opportunity to expand, especially when we talk about church, faith-based ministries. I said, this is where you want to grow your numbers. You know, whether it's doing your events online, like I've been able to speak at churches and ministry and faith-based organizations that I wouldn't have the opportunity to because there was no connection. But social media has allowed me to connect with people literally around the world and the ability to broaden my base. I have a TV ministry on two different TV platforms, but those connections are coming, you know, whether it's guest speakers or letting people know what I'm doing. And also, do not forget about social media ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. Very inexpensive. I didn't get to say that when I spoke before. Very inexpensive. So there's really no excuse. If we're talking about increasing our numbers, increasing our influence, increasing our impact, this is definitely the time to do it. And if we look at history from an economic perspective, wealth is created during a downturn economy. 1920s, old money, the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, they took advantage of the opportunities, and it behooves us to take advantage of whatever opportunities are available to us and not be closed-minded to what our mindset was pre-COVID, but shift, be in the right perspective to know what we can take advantage of during this COVID pandemic, because it will impact not only our businesses, but our families and generations to come. So I'm excited to see what the post-COVID will look like. And I just continue to be encourage myself as well as encourage others. So I think it's a great opportunity to expand on so many different levels with no excuse at all. Thank you.
But I think she interpreted what a little different what I was saying. I'm speaking on educating the ones that do not know how to use the computer or to collaborate. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying numbers. I'm
you had a different comment than what you said.
Yeah, I was making a different perspective.
I agree with her. I agree with her on everything as far as the churches and the ministry, but I'm talking about the ones that don't know how to turn it on, don't know how to.
Like my mom.
Like your mother.
Well, my mom knows Facebook.
My mom does too, but there's a lot of them that do not. I have helped people just to use the portal when you go to just buy a stamp. Some people don't know how. So we need to make sure we educate individuals in your community how to use these tools.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we got it. You're right.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask everybody to give us just a few seconds of a closing comment, starting with Johnny Depp. Just close us with a good wisdom.
First of all, thank you very much again, Al and Maria, for including me in this program and what an honor to meet all the great speakers on this platform. This opportunity is invaluable. Just want to say it again, that state of Florida, Fruit Enterprise Florida, is doing everything we can, thinking outside the box to offer a lot of different programs. Like I said, last month in March, we did the Florida International Trade Expo, the first state in the U.S. that offers such a program, very successful, and we'll continue to do so. And we're looking forward to work with each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, to bring our business back to normal, so-called, or being able to be flexible to run the business the new normal way that we all can do. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, John. Appreciate your time. You're a great friend. Let's go to Ms. Carola. Ms. Carola, give us a closing comment on wisdom from you.
Wisdom. I'm just really thrilled to have such enlightened people here on this panel, because I think this was a really great discussion. We need more of this insight. I think overall, not, looking at humanity in general, it's really made people more aware. Even NAR, National Association of Realtors, has created a program called At Home with Diversity, which we can now get certified in dealing with a lot of the diversity issues we currently have at hand. We have 3 charitable organizations that we contribute to. I myself am involved in community Boys and Girls Clubs of America, the Covenant House. I think the more we give back, we play it forward, the more we'll receive. And in terms of the new normal, we all have to adjust. We all have to go there. But with a light in our heart and a positive mindset, I think we're heading in the right direction. And thank you.
Appreciate everything you told us. Great insight.
Thank you again for the opportunity.
Real estate. What do you think?
I think you're real.
You should do real estate. We're going to introduce a friend that just joined us. He's been a friend for years, and he has a couple of minutes to talk about his industry, Mr. Chung. Are you there?
And Maria. And
hi, Carl.
I hope you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can't see you, but we can hear you. Just give us a minute introduction of how you help people through COVID through your business.
No, it was just a confusing morning. Anyway, thanks for the invitation, and I think we're on the right path. I think we're going to see some changes. I think the way we do business in the past, 2 years ago, is going to change drastically in the future, and I mean in the real future. And we're seeing it in our industry, and it's quite a bit different. It is quite a bit different. They're going out and the meetings and so on. But again, I want to thank you very much, and I wish everybody the best. And we do a whole bunch of annuities and life and retirement and all that kind of happy stuff. And it's not me alone. I wish it were, but somehow Al and Maria appointed me head of the CGI Financial Group. So here I sit. And thanks for sharing all the views. I came in late, of course, but
that's okay, Carl. You're here. And people don't realize the importance of being well protected with insurance.
Yes.
A lot of people passed away with no insurance.
No.
So the family was completely at a surprise. They had to deal with everything without the protection of the insurance, the burial, everything.
You're right, and you made a good point, because this situation is also opening the eyes of every industry, even with social media. Now Facebook looks like they are implementing a new program. What is going to happen with your account if you passed away?
Yeah, I saw that.
So
yesterday.
it's like a wheel who you are going to basically pass your account to.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that.
No, I get letters every week of where do I want to get buried? I don't understand.
If I may just interject for a second and beg your indulgence very quickly. We have accounts that return like 8% interest as a bonus, in fact, in addition to 8% interest. And that's for a 12-month period. The only drawback, it's not even a drawback, because that money sits there for 5 and 6 years. But it does give you a return of 100 grand will give you $16,000 at the end of 12 months. There's 8 and 8.
Oh, that sounds like a great program. So we have some great people to help you. Miss Maya.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Carl. Maya, you still with us, my friend?
Yes, definitely.
I
And
want
of course,
from you just a word of advice for small businesses, because you have been through the whole thing.
Yeah, with Mia Smith first.
Yeah, Mia.
all right. So would you like me to answer the question?
Yeah, just give us some advice, Mia, on what small businesses should be planning.
Well, okay, I think Mia is not.
Oh, she's not there?
No, she's not there, but we're gonna go with Maris Del Rio.
Maria.
Oh, hear me?
Keep calling you
there she
Maria,
is.
but it's Maris.
Oh, Mia's
All right. All right. Is it me? Is it around already? Oh yeah, I think it's me. I think there's just a little bit of confusion. Go for it, Mia. After you.
Oh, can everybody hear me? This is Maya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
a couple of words for small businesses.
Okay. What I would say is that I definitely agree with what the different leaders have said about small businesses as far as marketing, as far as allowing this to be the new norm, educating individuals that are usually not as technologically savvy as the millennials, definitely staying focused on that. And I just would like to just encourage individuals to really just look at it in a way of, anytime an opportunity presents itself, it always presents itself as an unfair exchange. And we always make great progress in leaps and bounds. And then we just have to keep our mind focused on what our Creator wanted for us. He wants us to be successful. He wants us to be prosperous. And He wants us to have life and have it more abundantly. So any breakthrough or blessing or anything that He's going to pull off in our life, He's never going to present it in our past. So that means that all of this happened for our betterment. All of this happened for us to go even higher. All of this happened for us to be connected in a different fashion to not only make a difference in our lives, but in the lives of others. It is not by chance that we've been connected with Al and Maria to be able to partner with leaders around the world. I mean, just 90 days ago, I didn't know Al, Maria, or any of you amazing leaders on this call and on the other things that I've partnered with them, because they're doing such an amazing job around the world. I am so humbly grateful for that opportunity, and it would not have happened had the COVID not happened. So I just want to encourage everyone to realize that bigger and greater things are in store in your future. Latch on to the change, grab it by the horns, and just continue to just press forward, because brighter and happier days are in your future. And as you continue to make things happen for others, God will make it happen for you. And just know that you're going to be going from glory to glory, victory to victory. And don't be afraid, because God knows anything that you're challenging, any type of problems that you may have. And when you step out and just make that little bit of effort, God says, I'm going to put my super on your natural and take you to the next level. So since this was an unforeseen situation, but the leaders that are on this call today, you stepped out in faith and said, I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to recreate the wheel. I'm going to reinvent myself. Look at where you are today. But this is just the beginning, because you haven't seen nothing yet. So just look forward to your brighter days in the future. It's good right now, but it's going to be phenomenal even later.
You are terrific. Thank you. Thank you so much, Maya. You are phenomenal. And we're going back to the young Miss Philippines 2021, Marisa.
Thank you so much. I feel like I'll have a Q&A right now. So thank you once again, my fellow sister in Christ. It's our amazing host once again this evening. I love how we keep ourselves engaged and help ourselves to give us unity in sharing values and views about life, health, and beyond. And what I can always also share with you among our health advocates, doctors, and trainers, that it's not just the strongest nor the intelligent people that survive, but those that are adaptable to change. Because at the end of the day, guys, if we're not adaptable to anything, it's like God putting us in the midst of a storm, in a desert or oasis. What you gonna do? We all have special skills. We all have special abilities and talents that all emerge. Even in the times of trials, we could always be triumphant. So I hope that this COVID, even though it's a mess, it could be a message for everyone, and not be victims, but victors. But in this kind of thing, we are able to actually be generous to share information that is true versus the fake news, because it doesn't help. We know there's a lot of fake news that are happening. It's not helpful. If it's something that could give, because there's a lot of community pantries that are coming up in our amazing country. And I hope that we could practice generosity, self-love, prayers, and as well as, of course, give information to what's true about health, because many people are taking advantage of what can people take and not take. So I hope that you will not fully rely on sources that just lets you give in, but also be wise in the things that you take, because you only have one body to live, guys. God gave us one body to live. So I hope that we have that kind of wisdom to choose what is the best. And number two, guys, we're at home. So I hope that you can maximize at home with your families and friends to negotiate and how to work from home. I know that it's not just every day that we do it, but I hope that you can make it as a sanctuary for you to communicate much better and for you to serve one another, meditate and pray together. And lastly, I always learned this from my parents. The more that we actually learn together, we earn together. So there's no times just like this that families can collaborate and navigate to something that could make us really fruitful in terms of our businesses, in terms of our family.
We're running out of time. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Christina.
Thank you. Just two sentences. Thank you to all. Amazing evening. Amazing. By me, it's an evening. And I want to, yes, evening in Croatia. And I want to say the meaning of this meeting is the change, what happens and what can we do that is short education for small area as Africa, India, or villages. Everybody have the cell phone, and on cell phone they can have education how to sell fair trade. They products at home, how to make some manufacturing or something like this small factory. How can sell? How do you build your trade and how to marketing? And that is the small education for wide area. Did you understand me?
Yes,
that
yes.
is important to empower that small people. Yes, that is my opinion.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Pedro,
Carol and Macaca, to invite me.
Thank you so much for being with us from Croatia. Pedro, last words.
Well, thank you again for the invitation. Has been very interesting time with all these amazing concepts, orientation from each one. Very important. Congratulations to Maria. Estuvo de birthday not long ago, right? A few days ago, I guess. Yeah.
She celebrates for a whole month, Pedro. 1 month she celebrates her birthday.
And a special birthday this time.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, I think that there's two key points for me of all this pandemic time. One, the loss of so many people around each one of us. So many valuable people around the world, amazing and continuous, of course. So many people around our Florida and our South Florida, Miami, etc. The best, I think, is the chance that God has given us to improve, to create, to change for more interesting, dynamic ways to move on for new business. So the entrepreneurship has been not only for young people. The mature people, the mature has to improve a lot of things, and I think God gave us the time. Had indicated us to stop, think about the universe, think about the earth, the planet, and think about that you have a very, very big instrument, which is right here inside. You can use it more. We have not been doing that in a lot of, in most of the case, you know, we have been so busy, so in a traditional way of life that we had no time to stop. He made us stop and take time with the family, take time with the friends. How many chats we have now with all friends?
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's amazing. That's so beautiful, beautiful. You know, yeah. Since we were kids to the university and so on, and that we have been attending not only, as I mentioned, mass, but parties. You know, celebrating birthday with friends. So this has been a really beautiful time in those ways. Yeah.
Appreciate
Un abrazo.
Un abrazo.
You.
We appreciate you. Ambassador, a couple of words for closing us.
Thank you. This was truly an honor for me to be on this platform. I was so intrigued by all the individuals from all around the world to speak. But I like to say, always be a server as a leader. Stay focused on what your purpose is, not what your title is. If you serve the peoples, the love will come, the richness will come. We have a tendency of worrying about what we can make, but what can you do? Because you can be connected with someone or yourself, be told you have cancer or you have an illness. Well, who will come and stand by you if you have not served the peoples around you? God bless you all.
Well, very good words. Thank you. Dr. Fayola?
I think she was about to start the wedding.
Yeah,
no, I'm here. I was
planning her
trying to get the
sister's
contact
wedding.
information from the chat before you end. I will say definitely whatever your why is and what you do, don't ever forget it. You know, because life happens, why you started your business, why you started your nonprofit, why you started your cause, whatever your entity or whatever your project is, don't forget the why and then dream bigger. I had to challenge myself to think outside the box. A lot of the things that I'm doing now, I thought I would just stay in this one little level, but more and more my why is becoming bigger because the impact is so great. So just be encouraged to know that this is your season to really expand, increase, and make dreams come true because people are watching us. We are movers and shakers. We are leaders. People watch us for hope and inspiration. So I've coined myself in this season, I'm your hope dealer. I'm not your drug dealer, but I'm your hope dealer. And so I thank you for this opportunity. Al and Maria, you know, I love you guys dearly. I thank you and look forward to connecting with a lot of the individuals who are on the platform today. God bless you all.
Thank you. Wow.
Beautiful and wise words from everybody.
Wisdom, a lot of observations, tips, and tools that we need. We spent a lot of time the past year, like they said, reorganizing, reinventing, building new ways to communicate. And to a lot of people, it has been an opportunity instead of a problem. So we have overcome, we're overcoming. We're bringing more people together than we ever did before across the globe. Last event we had over 70 countries participate. So we're not standing still, but we can't do it alone. All of you and everybody else that is with us is a huge part of what we're doing to touch lives, help entrepreneurs start and grow across the globe, give them inspiration, motivation. So we're on a fast track to make a difference in the world with your help and all of these great friends. So that's my take from this.
Yeah,
coming together.
Definitely. Thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this amazing roundtable. After today, we're gonna implement different strategies on how to grow our business, how to live our lives, because we really mentioned everything, not just business. Thank you so much again for our guest. And this will be all for us.
We're signing off from South Florida to the world. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.